The media does a pretty darn good job of instilling fear and panic. Now, some of our older clients might recall a movie called Citizen Kane. In case you're not familiar with it, the movie is from the 1940s and is considered a classic. It is based on the real life of newspaper tycoon William Randolph Hearst. There's a scene in the movie where the newspaper mogul tells his reporter, "You provide the prose poems, I'll provide the war."
Yes, dear Wheeler, you provide the prose poems. I'll provide the war.
This is known as yellow journalism. It is a style of reporting that prioritizes sensationalism over facts to grab attention and sell more papers or clicks. In the movie, Kane deliberately sensationalized news and manufactured outrage to sell papers and build his empire. The tension between responsible journalism and ratings-driven sensationalism has never gone away. You've heard of similar quotes like this: "If it bleeds, it leads." Or, "Never let the facts get in the way of a good story." There are so many of them, they are almost laughable until you see that someone is getting hurt. A quote attributed to Thomas Jefferson is, "The man who reads nothing at all is better educated than the man who reads nothing but newspapers." Malcolm X put it even more directly: "The media is the most powerful entity on earth. They have the power to make the innocent guilty and the guilty innocent." And for any of you old rock fans from the 1960s and 70s, a quote attributed to Jim Morrison from the rock band The Doors is, "Whoever controls the media controls the mind." All right, with that preamble out of the way, let's now talk about private credit and some of the recent headlines. This video is broken down into 5 parts. First, I want to define what private credit is. 2, then I want to address another sensationalized headline that Jamie Dimon, the head of the world's largest bank, recently said about private credit. Third, I want to debunk the most recent headline regarding Blue Owl's private credit fund. Then I want to talk a little about the banking industry and its relationship with private credit. And lastly, what I believe will be of greatest interest, I want to talk about the role private markets, both private equity and private debt, play in our economy today. Most of you have investments in these asset classes, and they play an important role in your asset allocation. So please stay tuned to the very end. All right, so let's start off with a brief explanation of what private credit is. Private credit is exactly what it sounds like: credit that is private. Instead of borrowing through a bank or issuing bonds that trade publicly on the market, a company borrows directly from a private fund. No intermediary, no public market pricing, a direct loan between lender and borrower.